What's up, guys? Yes, this is a surprise review, but seeing that the new Halloween film is coming out next Friday, I thought, why don't I watch the original and do a review for it, seeing that they said that this new film is a direct sequel to the original film. And I've never seen it before, so this was a perfect time for me to check this movie out. And after seeing it, I said, you know what? I'm going to do a review for this. I could have just mentioned it in my Halloween movie review when I do it next week. But I decided, you know what? I just want to give my overall thoughts on this film because it's such a classic. You know, you hear all this, oh, it's such a horror classic. And it's 40 years old. And to be honest with you, it does hold up. I think after seeing it for the first time, I definitely see why everybody raves about this movie. It is such a well-made film, you know, overall. Just the craft. There is nothing lazy about this movie from a filmmaking perspective. I mean, John Carpenter wrote, directed, produced, he scored the film, and he really did a masterful job. He knew what he wanted to do, and he knew the feel that he wanted the audience to have. Such tension is built throughout this movie. From the beginning of the film, there will be moderate spoilers, brief spoilers in this review. If you haven't seen the original Halloween yet, I would watch it and then come back to this review. But, like I said, I'm going to get into mild spoilers. The beginning of the film, when Michael kills his sister, it's like one shot, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, this is the kind of movie we're going to be getting into. The cinematography is fantastic. I mean, sure, the kill is kind of cheesy when it actually is done, but everything that happens around it is so well constructed. And then we cut to like 15 years later, and we get introduced to Laurie Strode. She's our lead character. You know, she's the schoolgirl. She's a very good person at heart. You could tell. She doesn't like to smoke. She doesn't like to do all these crazy things that her friends like to do. She's very mature, and you know, she's a babysitter as well, and that is pretty much all we really get to know about her character. But I feel like it was enough for what the movie was, you know, had going for it. I feel like we didn't need a ton more. The movie is very straight to the point. When Michael Myers escapes his institution where he's staying at, I believe he escaped kind of easily. I watched the scene a few times, that scene in particular, and I do feel like it was just a bit easy how he got out, but that's just a small gripe I have with the movie. Some of the acting as well isn't the greatest. I think Jamie Lee Curtis she's fine in the film. There's bits and times where she's a little over the top when she's screaming and she's really frightened about some of the things that she's seeing. Not often, but just very rarely she's over the top. Donald Pleasence is Dr. Loomis in this film. He's the one that's been seeing over Michael Myers for the time that he was in this institution, and he realizes that, you know, he is just complete evil. There's really no, you know, soul to him. He's just a murderous machine. And to be honest with you, I wanted a little bit more of that. But the film, it doesn't give you that, but I feel like if it did, I would have not liked it more, but I would have, because I was so into his character. Donald Pleasence is fantastic in this movie as Loomis. He is incredible. His performance is awesome. You know, just his demeanor to find Michael Myers and get him back into containment because he knows how dangerous he is, and just his passion and his, like I said, demeanor to do this. He's very serious and like scared at the same time, and it really works for me. I thought he was great in the movie, and he's probably my favorite character. But like I said, some of the kills are very sort of cheesy. You know, everything building up to it is fantastic. You know what I mean? The building, and right after the kill, you know, the movie goes straight back to let's build tension, you know, and finally just get you. But when it gets you, all he really does is choke people out and then stab. You know what I mean? But the movie works best when he's just lurking, and he's walking, and he's standing in these areas, and we either see him in the shadow or we don't. We don't know where to look, we don't know where he is, and that is what makes this movie terrifying. There's a scene towards the end of the film where Jamie Lee Curtis thinks that he's dead, and Michael Myers is laying in this bedroom next to this bed. I believe they were in a bedroom, and she's like sitting outside the doorway, just like distraught and tired from all this that she's been dealing with him, escaping from him, and seeing that all of her friends have now died at the hands of him, the boogeyman as they call him. And then he just sits up, and the score doesn't kick in until after he sits up. So you just get that silent moment of him just getting, it was like really powerful and really well done. The budget wasn't that high for the movie, so I do understand why the kills weren't as, I wouldn't say bloody, but just a little more creative. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't need the blood and gore. It's just, if they were a little more creative, I feel. I don't think you need the biggest of budget to create more creative kills. But other than that, some of the cheesy acting and the way he escapes, Michael Myers escapes in the beginning of the film, everything else about this movie, I was riveted. I was completely into it. It has a great pace to it. It's always entertaining. It's never boring. And the finale of the film is chilling. Michael Myers gets shot about 6 times, falls off the banister, and Loomis goes to look at the body, and he's gone. And then it's just him looking out, like, where is he? And then you just hear the breathing as it cuts to all these shots of these locations that we've seen before to see if we can see him, and we don't. And then it cuts to black, and the movie ends. And I loved that. It really worked for me. It was fantastic. I can't wait to pick this movie up on 4K. I'm going to give the original Halloween 4.5 out of 5 stars. This isn't, like I said, a perfect film, but the craft is absolutely incredible. And I loved it, and I can't wait to watch it again. I'm surprised I haven't seen it until just 2 days ago. It took me this long to see it, but I'm very happy I did. Guys, comment your thoughts if you've seen this movie. What do you think about it? Like I said, there are spoilers in this video, so you can comment any sort of spoiler you'd like. If you liked this review, leave a like. Like I said, drop a comment. Also, you could subscribe to this channel. My review for the new Halloween will be up next Friday, so you could check that out. Also, reviews for Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween, El Royale, The Bad Times with El Royale, and First Man will be up within the next few days, so you can check those out. I did also watch Halloween 2, the movie that came out 3 years after this. It's like a direct continuation of what happened in the first one. Apparently that was all retconned. The only one that's relevant is the original, but I was just curious to watch it. I don't really have any intentions of reviewing it. I didn't really care for it. I feel like it was just like a weaker copy of the original, only in a hospital. Didn't really do anything for me. I felt like it was just very weightless and very bland overall. But guys, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links to those are in the description of this video. And you can also follow me on Instagram at KingOfRises131. Guys, that's been it. Thank you very much for watching my review for the original Halloween. Over and out.
Halloween, the night he came home.